Hey there, everybody. Thomas with Basecamp Trading. It is Friday, September 6th, and we're going to follow up on the S&P here. Now, this right here, what you're seeing right now, is a tweet I posted. You can see back on August 26th, but I actually started talking about this whole setup here in the beginning of July. And what we were talking about, I did an entire course and workshop for people at Basecamp, for members of Basecamp Trading, that discussed specifically bearish divergences and how to trade them and how they affected the broad market, specifically on a weekly setting with the S&P. And that's what we saw here. This is on the 26th. You can see weekly bearish divergence still in play here. Triggers if we break previous weekly low. And what this was, you had weakening momentum coming across, weakening momentum from peak to peak, and then you had just about equally high prices. Now, if you fast forward a couple of weeks to where we are today, this is playing out beautifully. We triggered the bearish divergence. We've been short this entire time. I covered most yesterday, then got reshort again on the bounce after non-farm payroll today and covered all that again. I'm totally flat now. But it's played out really well. And as long as we stay bearish here, I wouldn't be surprised to see more downside next week. So the weekly momentum still looks very, very bearish here. This is what's called a one green finger setup. So it's where we go from red histograms back to one green one and then right back to red. So it's negative, one positive, right back to bearish. So that's what's setting up now on the weekly basis. And this has potential to come all the way back down. Our next target area is going to be down here around 5330, 5300. And if we get through there, then we're looking for a push back down to the previous weekly pivot lows around 51 to 5200. And then the big question is, can we break through 5,000? If we get through 5,000, this has potential to continue to come down. So some of the things we've seen recently, and I did a whole workshop on this as well a few months ago, is talking about the inverted yield curve. Well, the yield curve just righted itself for the first time in forever, like 700 days or something. It's the longest amount of time we've had an inverted yield curve. And historically speaking, many of the times that the yield curve inverts and then corrects itself, it precedes a larger bear market. So just be careful, because now we have the bearish divergence on the weeklies, which precedes 90% of the bear markets we've had since like the 1970s, 60s. And then you also had the inverted yield curve righting itself, which precedes many of the bear markets we've had over the past 100 years as well. So remember, when the Fed starts cutting rates, they're doing that because the economy is weak, right? They're trying to ease up on pushing the brakes. They're taking their foot off the brakes a little bit. So careful, because we are in a bearish leaning environment for the time being. Now, trend has gone from higher highs, higher lows on a weekly basis to now we are a lower high here, and we are in consolidation. So we're waiting to see how this ends up playing out. But overall, this is very, very ugly. And like I said, we've been expecting all this. This has been one of the best trading weeks we've had all year, with the swing short that have played out just absolutely beautifully ever since the breakout and the breakdown. This is one of the reasons you should follow me on Twitter. And again, if you're one of the Basecamp Trading members, we've been talking about this for several weeks. Even when it came down here, we were bullish off the hammer on the weeklies. We rallied back up. We said, okay, now it's setting up the bearish divergence. And I literally drew everybody a picture and said, this is how we're looking for it to play out. So far, so good. Looking really good here. Nice job for those of you who have taken the shorts. We still are maintaining that bearish bias. However, I'm flat on my shorts for the time being. I'll look to re-enter next week. But hope that helps. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you want more information about how to trade this kind of stuff, and if you want to be in the trading room with us, all you got to do is go to basecamptrading.com. The link's in the description. But that's it for today, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. And until next time, everyone, happy trading.